Defense attorney, Xbox killer suffered abuse, mental illness, should not be executed. Troy Victorino and Jerone Hunter were previously sentenced to death for their roles in the Xbox murders, but those sentences were later struck down. Troy Victorino, one of the killers in the Xbox murders who is being resentenced and could face the death penalty, looks towards the gallery, Friday, May 2, 2025, as one of his defense attorneys speaks to him at the Volusia County Courthouse in DeLand. Victorino, 48, and Jerone Hunter, 38, were sentenced to death in 2006 for the 2004 mass murder at a home on Telford Lane in Deltona where the victims beaten to death with baseball bats. While their convictions stood, their death sentences were later struck down. Two others who participated in the killings, Michael Salas and Robert Cannon, were sentenced to life in prison. Prison minister says Xbox killer has shown love and compassion. Defense attorney Bess Sammons called Al Barker to the stand. Barker has been involved in prison ministry since 2005 and met Victorino in 2007. He said Victorino was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. Barker is also a Jehovah's Witness. Al Barker, a prison minister, shows jurors one of the drawings Troy Victorino had previously given him during Victorino's resentencing Friday, May 2, 2025, at the courthouse in DeLand. Victorino faces a possible death sentence for the Deltona Xbox murders. Jehovah's Witnesses will gladly testify in a case like this, but will obstruct, and have to be forced to cooperate with, the investigation and prosecution of CSA. As is shown in these videos. This is taking place at the same time that Jehovah's Witnesses, worldwide, are studying this series in the Watchtower, on a theme of forgiveness. As well as making a public statement about forgiveness for perpetrators of CSA. The following is the court testimony of the Jehovah's Witnesses prison minister involved in this case. He gives details about Jehovah's Witnesses prison witnessing, which we find extremely disturbing and alarming, considering that they follow the same procedures with perpetrators of CSA in prison.
There's absolutely nothing to be nervous about. Just take a deep breath and relax, and we will get started. We're just going to ask questions and have a conversation, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, great. Can you state your full name for the jury?
Alvin Eugene Barker.
Okay. And Mr. Barker, how old are you?
In 2 weeks, I'll be 88 years of age.
Fantastic. And just tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm from Sumter County. I was raised in Sumter County after my mother moved us back from Alabama.
And tell us about your career.
Well, I spent 20 years in the military. I had various assignments. Most of mine was working for either 3 or 4-star admirals or generals. I had multiple commands. Some places the Navy would be the lead.
Well, certainly.
Navy. And then in Panama, I had a 2-star general, and I've had another 4-star general in Norfolk. And I retired in 1974. My last duty station was Just Mag, Athens, Greece. I was going to attaché duty there out of the embassy.
And after your retirement from military service, what was your profession?
Well, I was administrative, but I did different things. I've been a statistician, I've been legal clerk, postal clerk, just about anything they could throw at me. They didn't have anybody else to do it.
Sure. And how did you see Troy Victorino today when you came in?
I did.
I think we all want to know, how do you know Troy Victorino?
Well, I've been in prison ministry since 2005. I started at the work release of North Jacksonville for 2 years, and then...
And then you expanded into other prisons, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm just going to help you out with that. So what year did you meet Troy Victorino?
In 2007.
Okay. And you said prison ministry. What is your religion?
Jehovah's Witness.
And what is Troy's religion?
Jehovah's Witness.
Now, did Troy Victorino convert to become a Jehovah's Witness, or was he raised?
He was raised in that, but sadly he went a little wire when he was a teenager, which we have very many that do. But a lot of them, they out for a while, and then they have a visit from a brother, because we were required once a year to go to the inactive people to check on their spirituality and see if they would like to come back. We also tell them that the way they have to come back and everything. So
you're talking about inmates that you check in on that become inactive?
No, that was both.
Or members of the church?
Right. Yes, ma'am.
Understood. And just briefly, to give a little bit of education, Jehovah's Witness is a branch of Christianity?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so you have a Bible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
But now with modern technology, we have everything on our cell phone or our tablets. So except when I go to the prison, I have to go old school.
So you have old school, so you have papers and you have books and the Watchtower magazine, I believe is one of them, correct? Yes. When you met Troy in prison in 2007, what was your first thought when you saw him?
I said, oh my gosh, what have I got myself into?
Right? And why was that?
Because of his size.
He's a big man, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And how often, since 2007 till I know very recently, how often would you see Troy?
Well, we put him on a rotation basis because we could only see 4 each week. So we have 5, and so one of them have to be out. But a lot of times we have one that's very sick, so we put him to the last of the rotation, And but every week we could get rooms, but we have to, if the lawyers and the investigators, they get preference for the rooms.
Of course. So you attempted to see him once a week, it sounds like?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long would you spend with him?
1 hour.
So each person that you're ministering to and that you're working with, you get 1 hour with?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you met with him in the same area as the attorneys meet with their clients,
Yes,
right? So this is like a booth with a table?
Yes, ma'am.
And
he sits on one side, I sit on the other.
Sure. So there's no separation physically, really?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Other than the table.
During all of your visits with Mr. Victorino, have you ever felt uncomfortable around him?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever felt intimidated by his physical presence?
No, ma'am.
Did you feel comfortable closing your eyes and praying with him?
Very much so.
And during your ministering, and this is going to be kind of in general because it's been so many years, right? You've known him for so long.
I've known him for 18 years.
Yes. What kinds of things would you all talk about?
Well, we would mostly have a prayer, and then we would discuss. When I first started studying with it, we studied out journals from our branch. The first book we studied was What the Bible Teach, and then we Bible Teach, and then we moved him into What Does the Bible Teach, and then the third book was Keep Yourself in God's Love. And then by that time, I'd been studying with him for a little over 2 years, and I was able to baptize him. Brother Crossley gave the baptismal talk, and I'm the one that actually baptized him.
That's fantastic. So you talk about, obviously, the truth, and you talk about the Bible and religion, but did you also get to know him on a personal level?
I sure did.
Did you get to know his mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you meet his brothers?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you talk with his mother regularly?
Not anymore, not since COVID. The branch won't let us communicate with the family and everything. And we can study with him in person, but we cannot send him emails, and he can't send us emails.
Certainly, I think you're talking about Mr. Victorino, right?
That's correct.
So it's in person, but his mother, do you communicate with her still?
Not anymore, not since COVID.
Okay, I see. And as far as your relationship
can I
with him.
explain that now? Can I explain that whole thing? Well, previously to COVID, I studied on just what we study with individuals if they want a Bible study in our community. But then the branch, during COVID, they started 3 states with prison ministry. It's called a pilot program. And that was Florida, New York, and California. And last month they added 5 more states, which is Georgia, Texas, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. So we got 8 states down in the pilot program.
I see. So it seems like there are rules and regulations to what you do.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to follow those rules and regulations.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, got it. Now, when he would speak with Troy over these years, did he ever talk about the offense and what he did?
It came up, but we have to not talk about that.
Yeah, that's not something you're really supposed to talk about, right?
No, ma'am.
Same thing with like mental health issues. Are you supposed to talk about that with him?
No, ma'am. We're forbidden for that.
Okay, that's one of the rules and regulations, right?
Yeah, both his health and his mental thing. We can't talk about that.
But he did share with you at least some issues that he had in his childhood with his father?
Yes, ma'am.
And how did he describe that to you?
Since he was the oldest child, he took the brunt of the discipline from his father, if you want to call it that.
And you made that qualification, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
From what he told you, what would you call it?
Same as I got from my father, my stepfather, excuse me. And that was a beating once in a while.
Okay, so your understanding is he was beaten by his father?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And, but when it came to things like that, did he really go into much detail with you about those
No, ma'am.
things? Okay. Over the years that you've known him, have you seen a change in Troy Victorino?
Very much so, ma'am.
Can you tell the jury about that change that you've seen?
Well, he's mellow about. He has had issues like the rest of us from time to time. He would, well, a little bit of anger because what's going on in the world, and you could understand it. Being in a prison environment, I've had that issue myself. I'm still working on mine, and I have to remind myself daily.
But when you say the word anger, I want to make it clear, you don't mean like violent outburst anger.
No, ma'am.
You mean frustration.
Frustrated.
And he'd share that with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have you seen him mature?
Very much so.
I think that you've described him before as being mild, much milder now.
Yes, ma'am. For that bigger guy he is.
Have you seen him show love?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you seen him show compassion?
Yes, ma'am. He's actually, he has studied with other individuals, and I've studied with them. That's the only way that we cannot proselyte in prison. If one guy studies with another guy, he can tell him to put in a written request through the chapel to change his affiliation. And the only one that we can go and talk to if they come into the prison system, just like in the military, if they have their religious affiliation as Jehovah's Witnesses, those are the ones that we can go talk to.
I see. So he's actually expanded the group that you speak with.
Yes, ma'am.
Does Troy Victorino write sermons?
Say again?
Does he write sermons?
I have used him not for sermons, no, ma'am. At our congregation meetings, we have, like the midweek meeting, the first two parts is handled by either elders or ministerial servants. And because they're cut off from the congregation, we have them to use those two, the first and second part on the service meetings. The second part is spiritual gems, and the other one is in-depth study of that. And we also have them to have their answers to the Watchtower. Also through the week, they write out what they liked about in the spiritual gems. And when we come in, Bart, Wright, and myself, listen to them as they present that part as if they would in the congregation.
Exactly. So he's done that before, provided that information that you presented, as if he were in the congregation with you.
Pardon?
As if you were in the congregation, I think you said.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And has Troy Victorino shown compassion to you when your wife was ill?
Oh, yes.
Tell me how he did that.
Well, he wrote cards. He was, when he's there, he does paint pictures, and most of them are, all that I've seen is either flowers or nature of the birds and the different animals.
And he provided, did he send those to you?
Say again?
And he sent paintings to you and your wife?
Yes, ma'am.
And may I approach, Your Honor? I wanted to show. And Mr. Barker, these are, you provided to me this morning as from your collection. This is not everything he's ever sent for you.
No, ma'am.
Is this an item that was sent for your wife?
Yes, this was when she was, her last 18 days in the hospital before she passed away. Her second bout of cancer and everything. We didn't know that she was going to pass away because the doctors were doing everything they could, but she wanted to die at home. She didn't want to go in the hospice. So they brought her home at 3:30 on Thursday afternoon. Around 3 o'clock Friday morning, I woke up and she was still alive. When I woke up at 7 o'clock, she was dead.
And this was sent by Troy Victorino?
Yeah, and there's flowers and the birds.
Is this another painting that was provided for your family?
Yes, ma'am. And this, again, this is flowers and a butterfly here, so that was what he was into.
And you've provided me several cards, and I'm not going to have you read them, but they were created for you, for members of the congregation,
Yes, ma'am.
by Troy Victorino.
Yes, ma'am.
And he signed a couple of them as well.
He signed them, and then we had other individuals that we were studying with at the time. There's 3 other ones.
And this would be just encouragement or birthdays or what kind of stuff do you write cards for?
It was when they were sick or something, or on my wife's and I's anniversary. He would say that, but we don't celebrate Christmas or birthdays.
Yes, I understand. That's part of your religion as well,
Yes,
correct? Yes. And did he do this because you asked him to do these things for you?
No, ma'am.
Did he do this because he cares about you?
He cares about being my wife, my daughter.
And I'm not going to pass them around. I just want to display a little bit, Judge, so they can see a little bit better. I'm going to walk down with these first. You're going to take these back with you.
Okay.
Mr. Barker, is there somebody who's going to be taking over for you soon in your ministry, you think?
Beg your pardon?
You think you're going to retire from the ministry soon, or you're going to do this until your last breath?
Probably till my last breath. I'll be 88 May the 15th.
Is there somebody else who's going to be coming up behind you?
I've got one. I'm in training him. He's 14 years younger, so he should be able to last a little bit.
Yes, of course. And you want to continue to minister to Mr. Victorino?
Yeah, as long as possible.
You want to continue to support him and receive his support?
Yes, ma'am.
Just one moment. Thank you so much, Mr. Barker.
Any questions?
No, you have nothing to say.
All right, thank you. Mr. Wood, any questions?
No.
Thank you. Sir, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Your Honor, he is released if you would like to remain with us.
He's welcome to.
Thank you.
The lawyers have all done a very good job of getting their witnesses to us, and so it looks like we're going to have a nice long lunch today. So I'll be able to let you guys go right now for lunch, and I don't need you back until 1:15. So that gives you a nice long lunch today. So please don't discuss the case amongst yourselves or with anyone else. Please, no independent research. We'll see you back here at 1:15. Thank you. All right. Everyone, please be seated. We are in recess.